Hello, and welcome to That's Effin' Weird's special segment Cryptic Corner, where we narrate real life supernatural, paranormal, or any weird incident that has happened with you, our listeners. So, we did reach out asking for ghost stories or any incidents that might have happened with you, and we did receive quite a few submissions. So, thank you to each and every one of you. You guys did not disappoint. But today's story is from India.
Oh, of
I
course.
start. I had to start with one from India, and it goes like this. And I'll be narrating it in first person. So when I say my brother, it's not really my brother. My brother had just one incident that happened with him, and I think that was enough.
Oh, and you told us about that. Oh my gosh, yes. But yes, can please continue. I'm excited for this.
All right. So my brother, we shall name him B. And he was coming from a friend's party. He had drunk quite a few beers and he was feeling slightly buzzed. And as you know, in India, uh, and this happened in Mumbai. So over here, the most common mode of transportation, public transportation, is auto rickshaw, right? And it was really late at night, so he couldn't find any autos available for him to, be dropped at home. What he decided was he'd just take a shortcut to his house and he just walk the distance. And he decided to walk. Now let me also give you a picture, right? The road that B was walking on is parallel to train tracks, railway train. Why do I always say railway train tracks? And the neighborhood was sparsely populated, like not a lot of apartments or houses at all. And this is quite late at night, so 1 or 2 a.m., right? Now, B was in his own thoughts and he's walking, and suddenly he hears footsteps behind him. He just turned to see, like, who's behind him, and he sees two men wearing similar kind of clothing, and they are walking behind him. So he was like, okay, it must be like someone else. The road does not belong to him, so anyone can walk. Now, as he's walking further, he hears more footsteps. Like the number has increased. So now he's curious and he looks behind again. And now he finds that there are 4 men wearing the same identical clothing, okay, and similar height. They're all walking behind. And now he's getting a little scared. There's hardly any street light on this particular stretch of road. There's, and this was during the time when cell phones were not as common as they are today. Now he starts to walk faster because that's what any sane person would do. He's starting to walk faster and he hears even more footsteps, and it's like they are increasing the pace because he started to walk faster. They have also increased the pace, but they are keeping the same exact distance between them as it was when 2 men started walking behind it.
Is there still only four at this point, or is there more?
So he turned again because they also started walking faster. Now he turned back, and there are 8 men now. 8 similar looking men wearing the same kind of clothes and literally the same person, but 8. Now B was super scared and he reached into his pocket for a cigarette. And while he's walking fast, he turns to check, right, if the distance between him and those men have decreased. And while doing that, he struck a match to light the cigarette. Immediately after seeing the fire from the matchstick, those 8 or 10, whatever the account was now, they came together to form one man.
What?
They came together. They came together to form one man and turned the other way and vanished.
Okay. Oh, okay. So how? Oh, how's that possible? Like, how is that? Like, okay, is this any? Could it have been the trick of a light? Do you think it was something like that?
Trick of a light, it would be shadow, but not now. Okay, now let me explain a little in detail. I'm not sure whether you will get it because this is more of a traditional attire of what men wear in Maharashtra. So it was kind of a long white shirt that reaches the knees and something called as a dhoti that they wear. It's a piece of, not a piece of cloth, like it is basically like a 6 yard kind of a that's the length of the cloth that they drape uh, around their waist. So everyone was wearing that, and if it's white, it cannot be a trick of light, right?
No, I guess not. Um,
So B obviously threw his cigarette on the ground and ran, and fortunately lived to tell his tale.
I was,
So I want to know from you and the listeners, Alex, what do you think it was? I mean, was it a demon? Was it some sort of supernatural entity? Or was it just a trick of mine since, B had a little to drink. So what do you think it would be?
well, okay. So my first thought, my first like what's kind of going in my head is that it's possible the like depending on how much that person drank, it very well could have been their mind messing with them. But then again, I don't think their mind would mess with them to that point. Like I think if your mind is making you see multiple of people, I think you're not drunk. I think you might be like on some drugs or something like that. You know what I mean? So I don't. If did they say how much they drank, or was it they were just like
I mean, they were not that drunk because they were going home walking.
yeah?
They chose to go walking. So if they were that drunk,
I don't. I don't know. I don't know what it could have been because I again that to me that almost seems something like that's something very supernatural. I think like that if that is the case, I think it was something supernatural to maybe not. I don't think because like ghosts and everything like that. I feel like don't do that sort of thing. So I feel like this is more than a ghost but maybe not so much like a demon or anything like I don't know. It's in this weird area. This is the first that I've ever heard of something like multiplying itself and then like following somebody. I don't know. That I have no idea. I've never heard of something like this before. So I think again, I don't think it's a ghost, but I think it's something supernatural. That's my best answer. That's the only answer I have. Do you have like some thoughts or what do you think?
So when I heard this story, my first thought now, remember at the beginning of the story when I said that this road that B was walking on was parallel to the train
Hmm.
tracks. Uh, what I'm sure it must happen over there also, but there's a lot of suicide that happens by people jumping on the tracks when
Yeah.
the trains are coming. So it must be one of those souls.
I
It's
mean,
just a thought.
it's possible, but like to me, if it's something where it is something like that, why would it multiply itself? Like I could understand, like okay, more than one like spirit or like ghost appearing, but not all of the same. That not all looking the same. You know what I mean? And then all coming together as one. I don't know. It's very possible. It's very, but maybe the person, maybe like the spirit or like the person that if they did get committed suicide on the train or whatever, maybe it was someone who practiced maybe not black magic, but like just some sort of like I don't know other worldly stuff.
That
And
is a very real possibility, let me tell you. Practicing black magic and dying, you there's quite a chance that you'll come back haunting people in all sorts of weird ways. So I agree with that point as well. It could be a possibility.
so then maybe that's the case. Maybe it was that sort of situation where the person that died on those train tracks was practicing black magic, and now that they are dead, they can do all of these crazy things, manipulate, like turn, like do
Mhm.
multiples of themselves. So I think we're coming to like an agreement. We're bridging that gap. It's very possible that that's what that person encountered.
Yes.
But again, I've never heard of this before. So wow, that's I in that sort of situation. If I would have encountered that, oh, I don't know. I think the moment I turned around and I saw four of the same, I think I would have started running. I wouldn't have waited till like 8, 16, 32. Like I would by 4, I'm out of there. That's just me. That's just me.
See, here's the thing, right? The thing about the matchstick and the fire also holds a lot of importance. There's a reason why I started off with a story from India because a lot of tiny things that um, are important to the story.
Hmm.
So over here, there's a popular belief that ghosts do not like fire
Okay.
or anything related to fire. So it's always advisable that you carry uh, something that can quickly catch fire, or for I don't know what's the logic behind this, but for women especially, we are also asked to carry something iron. It can be a small thing, but
Hmm.
iron, we need to carry something which is iron.
Yeah.
I need to ask someone. I think I've checked with my mom. But
Wow, that's
but yeah,
yeah, that's
that
that
was the story.
that's a pretty good one. I like that one. That's yeah, wow. I,
That is effing weird.